Right. Um, Portia,
Yes.
just before we get started, did you click on that link Beethoven just sent you?
Yes.
Could you share your screen real quick? I want to see how it's displaying for you.
Mm,
Okay, so it's normal for you.
All right, let's go to me.
All right. Hi, Portia.
Oh no! Oops, 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 oops. Sorry. That's not normal. Oh gosh, that's on me. That's not on me. That's on me.
Okay.
All right, that's on me. My bad. Let me send you a new link, Portia. My bad.
okay.
Same thing. So we were still on. Use the second one. You can share your screen again, and we'll fix the second one if there's an issue.
Okay. That one is normal.
Okay, all right, good.
Well, it's normal for me. I'm hoping it's normal for Portia as well.
All right, you can share your screen, Portia.
It is loading.
Thanks.
Mm,
Yeah, so the last time we talked, it was just like, getting to understand your study journey. What do you do when you're studying? So
mhm,
now will be mostly tools that you will use, right? So I don't know if
mhm.
it's the first time that you're doing these type of things. But yeah, it's just like, let me, the mic is yours. You can introduce, and I don't want to steal your show.
I see. All right. So yeah, just like Beethoven was saying, last time we basically got to know you. We've taken that information and used it to do a bunch of fun stuff.
Mhm.
Um, Today you're gonna start seeing a bit of the result of that. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So basically what we want today is, this is this website that we've built to introduce what we're doing. And we
Mhm.
just want you to go through it and give us your thoughts on it, essentially, how you're feeling, things you like, things you don't like. It's really important for us, like, to tell you that there's no wrong answer here. Like, if you think this is shit, let us know that it is shit. You know,
Okay.
we're not gonna be offended because at the end of the day, we're gonna take that feedback to build something better that will hopefully be useful to you in the future. You know.
Right.
And then once you're done going through it, we're gonna have some of our own questions to ask you, stuff like that. But as you go through it, please tell us what you're thinking, what you're feeling. If you have any questions, just let us know and we will answer you right away.
Okay.
Okay. So be aware it's a prototype, so you might have some bugs, but we will walk you through it. So not everything. If you want to click somewhere, just click. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, that's good. All right.
Okay.
Good. All right.
Sounds good to me. Mm.
Feel free to think out loud. No problem.
I'm sorry. I'm reading,
Okay.
reading and internalizing.
Hmm.
Okay. Do I get to find out? Do I get to interact with this?
Yes, if you want, click somewhere. If it doesn't work, we'll tell you this doesn't work. Okay.
Okay. Hmm. I think based on what I read, I'm not completely understanding what it does for me, or
Okay.
what it does. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. What it does for me, I'm not completely understanding what it does.
Okay.
Do you have any idea at all what you think? Like, basically, like based on what you understand so far, what do you think it does?
It reads like it compiles my information, or it compiles all of my um like my text sources, I guess, and then presents it back to me while I'm studying and keeps adapting as I learn things. But
Okay.
I think I want to interact with it to completely figure out how it works.
Good. Good. All right. All right. Let's go back to the. Can you scroll up, please?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's focus on this now. Read and let me know what you think.
So I'm assuming it's an add-on to Chrome that you, I guess, toggle on and off based on things that you're studying and the information that it collects from your tabs, your PDFs, your whatever. It collects all that information, but how does it present it back to you?
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
And then how does it test you before your exam?
Okay.
How does it also, unless this is not a question for me to ask, but a question for you guys to figure out, but how does it adapt and how does it learn when I know things better or that I've learned something to efficiency and I no longer need to be tested on it?
Okay. Good. Yep. You can scroll. Let's go step by step.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming it also, like when you start studying something new, it'll also connect a dot for you and create connections. Does it present that to you as like this is a connection between point A and point B? Or does it ask you a question of you're studying point B, what's something you studied in the past that
Mhm.
is a connection to this, which would be point A?
Mhm.
Because those are two different things.
Mhm.
Mm,
The first paragraph here, allow me to ask, is it something that you face?
yes, for sure.
Okay. Is it painful for you? Is it something that you feel like that's annoying, or you just live with it? What is it?
I think it's frustrating. It's also frustrating to not know the validity of the sources, because when I'm just looking through Google or when I'm just searching something up on AI or whatever, I don't know the validity of the information that's being presented to me
Mhm.
unless I'm specifically looking at a source, like a primary source or
Mhm.
something that I know that the validity is great. Um, I think other than that, sorting through the information that I'm looking for is definitely a menial task. It takes up a lot of time. Um, and it's also, I use AI sometimes now to consolidate all of the information that I get into like more digestible pieces.
Okay. At what point do you feel like you will use this will be helpful to you in your study?
I think It would be helpful for honestly most of it, most everything before an exam, because at least for me, I'm in medical school, so my preclinical years, I get all of these lectures for like a month,
Mhm.
and it's very hard for me to sort through them, which is why I don't use them anymore. So I use other resources and other videos, but that's also time consuming to find the resource that works best for me. Is that something your thing can do? Can it take the information? Can it take how I study best and present those kinds of sources to me?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
Okay. Lomi, so go ahead.
Yes.
Questions.
I'm just kind of curious about the text right here. What does it say? Besides that first part, the second part, do you feel like do you connect to it in any way?
Do I connect to it?
Yeah. When we
Well,
say that Outlook gives your browser superpowers to finally act like a study tool, like,
yeah.
I don't know, what does that mean to you?
To me, it's like your app is going to make my browser effective or make my studying very effective.
Mhm.
Like it'll give me shortcuts to study better.
Okay.
Interesting. Do you have? I'm kind of curious. Can you imagine what any of the shortcuts would be?
Um, I think what I gather from this is like the biggest message that I'm getting from this is consolidation of courses, right? And then two, um, presenting, or it's like consolidation of information and then testing of the information. That's what I'm getting. So one helps me understand the information in the first place, and the other helps me make connections and test myself to make sure that I know everything, like for my exam.
Solid. Thank you.
Mhm.
Could you move to the next section, please?
Sure.
All right. As you go through each of these, what do you feel like they mean to you?
Okay, so this first card for me tells me consolidation, right? Keeping everything that I have organized and making sure that I don't lose track of what I've done and what I'm going to do. The second one, I think, is at least most important for me. I think it, oh, I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's on me. My bad. Sorry. That's
It's
on
okay. The second one is most important for me because it tells me that um, even if I'm not necessarily making connections across my texts, this will do it for me and it'll probe me to think about my texts in different ways or to make connections between pieces of information that I might not have thought of myself. I'm assuming that this one, the third card, is making sure that you see the information as many times as you need to before the test, and then also making sure that you are 100% confident, or whatever that parameter is, confident enough in the knowledge that you have before your exams. And then I'm assuming at one point for this fourth card, you can share your database or your resources with other people, but by
Mhm.
default, it's yours.
Okay. You said something interesting to me on the second card, to connect the dots, and I'm just
Mhm.
curious. You mentioned how, to you it feels like it's going to probe you, right?
Mhm.
Now, I assume in most of your interactions with AI so far, you're the one asking questions, right?
Yes.
So how does it feel to you, the idea that this would be automatically probing you?
I think it's better because me probing AI is me giving AI information to give me back more information. This, you're technically giving the AI information, right? Like you're giving it the sources. I'm, I don't know specifically from your side if your tool will search past the tools that are given to it or the resources that are given to it.
Mhm.
But having it connect the dots for me and then probe me, I think makes me a better learner and a better student and helps me understand better, especially if it's a connection that I would not have made myself. I think that if I'm probed to say, like, for example, if I'm learning about transportation in general, and then I learn about a train, and then I learn about a bicycle, and then the AI is like, what's the similarity between a bicycle and a train? But I've never thought about them side by side before.
Mhm.
It'll force me to think about the material in a different way
Mhm.
that I might not necessarily be thinking about it. And I think that makes for better students and better test takers for more like critical thinking.
Solid, thank you.
Mhm.
Back to the private by the for your rules. You mentioned that the primary thing that came to mind at that point was your ability to share your database with other students.
Mhm.
All right. Does anything else come to mind?
No.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
It's
Is sorry, the connection went bye bye for a bit. What did you say?
I said, is something else supposed to come to my mind?
Not necessarily. It's just fast. It's I like how that's how you're taking that. Um, is there anything here that you feel is missing for you in this section?
In this section, no.
Okay. The way you said it sounds like there is another section where you feel like something is missing, which
Well,
is
I just want to like interact with the app itself. I think like all of this sounds great, but if I don't know how it works and if I can't like if it's not a tool that is easily integrated into my already established workflow, then I'm turned off of using it.
Mhm.
all right. So basically, you'd really like a very clear thing of like, okay, this is the impact this is gonna have on
Yeah.
your workflow.
Or like, you know how some apps have like a video visual of how the app works?
Mhm.
That's something that I would want to see.
Okay.
Curious, where would you place it on this website?
I would either put it between these two
Mhm.
or put it in the middle of all these questions
Okay.
because then you can think about these questions while you're watching the app work.
Interesting. All right. Since we're at these questions, how are you feeling about this section?
These are really good questions that I should be asking myself when I study.
Is there one or is there a few here in particular that stand out to you?
um Does this connect to what I learned last week? I almost never ask myself that question. I feel like I should.
Mhm.
Um, Am I missing any key formula or definition here? I feel like that catches a lot. And then top 3 takeaways, because sometimes when people study, especially me, I get stuck in the weeds of things. So I think both honing in and zoning out are good questions to ask when you study.
Okay. Are there any questions you think we could add here that would really speak to you? Is there something from your own workflow that we could add here?
Um, I think this might be covered in your questions, but like, what are frequent associations with what I've just learned, or something like that? Or is this a topic that I struggle with, slash, is this a topic that I get wrong often?
Okay. Cool. Any other thoughts about this section?
No.
Alrighty. Cool. Let's keep going then.
Okie dokie. I want to say your color palette reminds me of Google Chrome.
Yes.
That was intentional, yeah.
Okay.
Is it currently playing the little animation?
It's going very slowly, but it is playing.
That's fine.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's go to part 3, Dome.
All right. Now, based on what you've learned today, Portia,
Mm-hmm.
is Outdo a product you think you'd be interested in using?
It is a product I would.
Sorry, the connection went
I'm
off
so
again.
sorry.
Okay.
I said it's a product I'm interested in trying.
Okay, fair enough. Why?
Why am I interested in trying it?
Yeah. Well, I'd say you made the distinction here, right? I asked if you'd be interested in using it, and you said you'd be interested in trying it. I'd
Mhm.
love to see, I'd love to hear, what do we need to get you from one thing to just try it to fully want to use it?
Let me use the product. Let me test it. I think that's what would make the biggest difference, because everything that's written out and laid out for me sounds great,
Mhm.
but I would need to see it work in real time. Like, can it do it at the level that I need to do it at? Is it distinguishing what I need to know right now versus what I need to learn long term? Does it work with my current workflow, or is it going to be a giant learning curve for me to integrate this into my study plan?
Mhm.
And then for me specifically, the testing part and the connections part would be the most important. Can it test me on the topics that I need to know properly? And does it test me at the level that I need to test it at? And then also a marker for me specifically would be, did I do better on my exam using this product than without?
Fair enough.
Yeah. But quick questions here.
Mhm.
I like the fact that you make the distinction between trying and using. But if we want to be more specific, is something like, if the blue button was working, will you click on it to say install?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I said if the blue button, the
Yeah.
install on Chrome. So if you scroll up again,
Yeah.
this blue button, right?
Mhm.
Will you click on it? From what you just read, you land on the page you read, will you click on it?
Mhm.
Now I say, will you click on it? Yes, no?
Oh, yes, I would.
Okay. Right.
All right. All right, Portia, you recently took, you've been taking exams recently. You started your rotations, all these fun things, right?
Yes.
Are there any recurrent pain points you've been experiencing that you feel like would be solved by this?
Mm, I think that I don't know if this is necessarily something you guys can solve because it might be very specific, but I do a lot of things to prepare for these exams, but it always feels like the exam itself is different than how I've prepared for it. I kind of wish there was a practice exam or a marker that I could use to adequately say to myself, yes, I will pass this exam.
Define different, what you just said based on experience.
Define different.
Yes.
Um, so when I do practice questions, they have a lot of clues or they have a lot of information in them to help me make decisions on what the answer should be. When I take the real exam, it's usually very vague, not a lot of information. And you just have to make a quick diagnosis or a quick management decision based on the vagueness. And I think like me using all these resources and me using these question banks gives me the luxury of having all this information, but at the same time, I don't know how to make a decision when I am presented with less.
Okay. All right. Got it.
So do you feel like, just to make sure I get it, basically, would you want almost like difficulty levels where you go from having more context for your questions, where you have a lot of details, and then you go to then having more, just a general situation with less information so you can figure it out?
Yeah. And one of the question banks that the school does not provide, but that you can buy yourself, it has questions that are sorted by difficulty from 1 to 5, and it does that for you. It's just very expensive.
I see. If I could generalize this feature, let's call it a feature, and I could generalize it. If you had an AI that you could say, hey, here's an example question that I want, and then you could kind of match that vague, that format, whatever specific is very vague, would that be interesting to you at that point?
Yeah, and I think you could generalize it to non-medical contexts as well. You could have a feature where it's like, hey, I'm just learning about this topic. Give me very easy, straightforward questions with lots of information. Or, hi, I finished reviewing this topic. Give me the hardest questions you have.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Portia, if you had to go and explain Outdo to a friend, a classmate, anyone really, how would you do it?
I would tell them that it's a tool that consolidates all of your information and presents it back to you in the way that you need best to effectively study for your exams. I think
Use the word information. Why?
as opposed to like resources or
Learning materials.
I guess
materials.
Information is just, I think, the most generalized I can make it. Because I think not everyone has set learning materials or texts or like everybody's information source looks different. So whatever information I'm assuming that the app gets is what it'll present back to you.
Yeah. In a different way, organized, right?
Right,
So making connections, so on. Okay.
right.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right. This is kind of similar to what I asked you before, but a little different. Is there a recent situation that you could think back to where you're just like, man, I wish I had this already?
Oh, you asked me that a while ago, I think, right? Um,
It's been a couple months, so and things have happened.
I think, well, so I started another error analysis form. I started a new one.
Okay.
It's largely the same. But I think I wish I had actually give me a little bit to think about that.
No problem.
I think I wish I had like the feature of taking the information from my error analysis form and really honing in on the topics that I don't understand and creating more questions or finding me like resource material to help me understand what I'm getting wrong without me having to do that by myself. So my question banks have like the option of me doing my incorrect questions over again, but I don't have the opportunity of getting new questions on that same content so I can see the information presented differently. And I also have to do the work of finding source information or source materials to help me better understand those particular topics, which I may not know where to find or the how I don't know what the word is, but how good that material is.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. So out of this whole website, is there a part of it that really speaks to you?
Particularly really liked the flashcards or the card set and
Mhm.
then the questions because it helped me best understand what this app would do.
Okay.
Yeah, it gave me the most amount of information, I
Mhm.
think, or the most relevancy to me.
Okay. Yeah. If there's something that you want to eliminate on this website, what it will be?
Eliminate? Um, I don't know if I'd necessarily eliminate anything.
Okay.
Is there something you feel like isn't necessarily effective?
No, I think it's fine. I think it looks great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Beethoven appreciates the kind words. Uh, I'm kind of curious though. When he first asked if there's something you would eliminate, you went to the dear students part of it. I'm kind of curious. What do you think of what we've written there?
I think it's if I were to go to your page and I saw everything presented the way it's presented, I would either read this or I would scroll through your graphics. I don't think I would look at both.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you feel like this gives you enough information to click on the add out due to Chrome?
If it's just this, no.
Which part of this text that you like that speaks to you?
Um,
Take your time if you want to reread it again.
The bottom, the last part,
Mhm.
I feel like it, again, it gives me the best understanding of what it does.
Mhm.
And it's the most likely reason I would click on it, try and test it out.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Portia, we're kind of reaching the end here. Is there any,
I got one last question.
go ahead,
Sorry.
Kevin.
So there is this tagline. If you go either at the bottom or dear students, if you go to dear students are here, so you'll see the same tagline. So the outdo the limit, outdo the test, and outdo your best. So what do you think about that?
I think it's cute. I think it's adorable. I
Why?
think it's like short, simple, and sweet.
All right. Tell more, because those things are, anything can be, chocolates. It could be, you could say the same for chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell more. Why you use those words?
I think because it tells me, like, even if I'm reaching for the goal of acing my exam, that doesn't have to be my only goal. I can do better than that. It's like you can reach for the sky, but you'll get to the stars with our app.
That's a pretty solid tagline right there, too, actually.
Thank you. I have a
uh,
way with words.
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Uh,
Um, is
yeah.
there anything you'd like to add? Anything we haven't covered that you'd want to tell us more about?
I mean, I told you before that I want to interact with your product. I want to see it. But other than that, I think this is great.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, this is the end. So the next question is not really part of that. So definitely, I really like the fact that you want to interact with it, but it takes time really to talk to a lot of people. But you're one of the
Unfortunate.
preferred one to talk to to get feedback. So I truly appreciate you always taking time to share with us. But tell me a little bit about your experience using AI chats. Like, what are the pain points when you go on Chat GPT to do something? What is that?
Right now, it's very straightforward. It's, hey, I don't know what this is. Explain it to me. What are the differences between this and this?
Okay.
How do you connect this to that? I also have it make practice questions for me, and specifically in the style that I need to. So I'll plug in like, hey, create board examination questions for me on this topic. Give me answer explanations.
Mhm.
I'll also have it create study schedules for me and like lay out or divide up my work so that it's an even amount of work over the time that I need to finish it.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
but
So you have a lot of chats.
yes,
How how do you feel about all these chats?
I was just about to say, like, I think that a, a a drawing factor of this is that it would connect those chats for me. So like if I asked about something like a month ago, this could be like, hey, you asked about this a month ago.
Hmm.
What's the connection here? And then
Okay.
probe me in that way. I don't think I get that right now
Well,
from AI. Even though it does remember everything I ask it, it won't necessarily probe me for connections unless I specifically ask it to,
yeah,
which
like
I don't.
yeah. And I think this is my experience, and this is one of the core driver of this product is I feel like an assistant is not useful if you have to ask all the questions.
Right.
So I think this is what we want to solve here. One of the core
Mhm.
things I want to solve, just like, okay, you are my assistant. You saw the tabs that I went through. You saw the video that I watched. You saw the
Uh-huh.
question that I've, token and everything, the articles that I read.
Mhm.
So tomorrow you can tell me, okay, what did I learn? What did I miss? What on your connection and everything?
Yeah.
Kind of like being more proactive than just sitting here and waiting for me to ask questions.
Right. So I have a question for you. So for this app, does it once you open it and start it, or once you add it to Chrome, does it continuously take in information, or does it take in information in chunks? So like if I'm studying history or I'm studying math or I'm studying science, is it taking all of those together, or is it separating them out, or is that a feature that you have?
Yeah, so good questions. The way that we are
Um,
designing it's completely, yeah, you
sorry,
can
one
raise
second,
your hand if you
please.
want. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, while you answer, Beethoven, Portia, I have to go. But
Okay.
thank you so much. Beethoven's gonna answer your question, and you and I will talk later. All right?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank
Bye
you. I
bye.
appreciate that. Right. Don't, oh, if you end the call, yeah, sorry, if you end the call,
I'm just leaving. It's
oh,
not
yeah.
gonna end. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yep. So yeah, that's a great question. So the way that we are thinking about it is really, the browser is your new classroom. The browser, the internet is your classroom, right? So
Mhm.
whatever that you learn, right?
Mhm.
So we'll be able to capture and make the connections for it, because this is the goal. Like you just said, if you're studying something in biology and something in science, we want
Mhm.
to tell you, hey, by the way, this thing in science that you study, this is how you can explain biology, and this is the connections. So kind
Right.
of like building your learning journey instead of just like as in
Oh,
school, you have like, things are separate. But now you can say, how can I connect everything? As long as mastering one subject, but you see the bridge between them.
yeah. So then if so I learn things for me in school, I learn things in months or in blocks.
Yeah.
So if I'm say done studying um like pediatrics,
Mhm.
but and I started studying, let's say, infectious diseases, is it going to ask me like, oh, hey, you learned about this infectious disease in kids
Yeah.
beforehand? Will it do that at a regular frequency, or will it do it as much as I ask it to?
So the default will be to have a feature, right?
Mhm.
So saying that, okay, this week, this is how things are connected, but you
Mhm.
can go and ask. So compared to ChatGPT, where chat is the default, right?
Yeah.
So that is the default. You have to ask. In
Mhm.
this case, you want to have a proactive mix with chat, right?
Mhm.
So you have all your history that we can connect based on what we feel like it's important, but as
Mhm.
well, we can go and say, okay, I want more. Let me ask you about XYZ, right? So and
Mhm.
how it's connected. But the
Ah,
default will be I will make the connections for you.
that would be such a helpful tool.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be a really helpful thing. What
Yeah.
does it look like to you in your brain? Like, what does it look like as a feature on Chrome?
Yeah, so good. So, and this is where, a lot of design things, trends are going on. So basically, like you just said, you don't want something that will disrupt your flow. And this is
Mhm.
what we feel like in the browser should be that.
Yeah.
So it could be just like, I don't know if you use Grammarly or any other,
Yeah.
extension, right? It still be an extension. If you go
Uh-huh.
on it, when you open a new tab, it will be your applications. I would do, hey, this is
Mhm.
what you learned yesterday. This is the concepts that you learned yesterday. These are the definition. These are the connections. A bunch of kind of like resources that we package to you,
Yeah.
right? So in case, so okay, you know what? I can continue my study from here now. You can add your curriculum, right, to
Yeah.
the app as well. So he knows that in 1 month you will have these exam and this is what they will
Oh,
cover. So let me get the questions ready for you. And if you're missing, if the exam is 1 week and I've seen that the app sees that there's something that you're still not reviewing based on all the things that you've been studying, browsing. So it will probe you to say, hey, by the way, you have an exam coming here. You've been studying XYZ, but you're still missing this.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how does it differentiate between things that you study and things that you're just looking up for fun?
Exactly, right. So this is why you have to be patient to use the app. So exactly, so, right? Because yeah, the browser is pretty much we spend our life in the browser, right?
Yeah.
So we went to watching Netflix to watching whatever I don't know, artists
Yeah.
gossip,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So yeah, so this is where we are trying to build an experience that will help you So the question that was, should we give an option to say, okay, hey, I'm going to study now. So
Mhm.
on. So everything that I'm doing now, it's about study, and off it's something else. Right. But yeah, we will gather the amount of time that you spent on a subject, right, on a tab, right, to say, okay, this is not related to this. This is not your core of your learning thing.
Mhm.
Or worst case scenario, we can, the way that we're thinking about it is just like, don't make a difference, right? If you're, I don't know what's your, I don't know if you are interested in Beyonce, something like that, right?
Mhm.
So if you say that you are interested in Beyonce and there is something related to, I'm going to math here, you are reading an article about ticket prices, ticket sales of Beyonce and everything, and you are doing math. So we
Yeah,
could use this context to help you learn the math,
that's funny. That's
right?
cute.
Exactly. Because we know what your interest, just like, okay, oh, you're interested in Beyonce. You've been, you know, going
Yeah.
on Beyonce web pages for so on. So let me use that
Mhm.
to catch your attention to help you understand the concept in math.
Yeah. Okay. And then, oh, I had one more question. Oh,
Right.
so there's an app that I use
Mhm.
to study. It's like a flashcard app, and
Mhm.
there's an algorithm built into the flashcard app that shows you the cards
Mhm.
based on your retention or how well you know them. So,
Mhm.
is there a similar algorithm for how often questions are being asked to you or topics are being presented to you? Or is it at a regular frequency until you say, I don't want to see this anymore?
Algorithm. So it will based on, okay, how many times that you encountered these concept, this idea, this
Mhm.
definition formula. So based on how many times that you answer questions related to this, and if you nail it every time, so you're good there. Yeah,
Are questions multiple choice or open ended? Or is that
that's a good questions. We don't know yet. We
okay?
definitely we want to explore both, but we felt
Yeah.
like so far, I would say version one, multiple choice will be the easiest one. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I asked you so many
No, no,
questions.
sure. That's good for me. Like I said, we are building this in stealth. We are all working, so this is something that's, like I said, we used to be students. I used to be a teacher as well. Just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, this is painful. I'm using ChatGPT and I have a lot of chats. I
Yeah.
want to one day open ChatGPT and say, hey, this is the things that you learned yesterday. Oh, you asked these questions about X. So what about X, Y,
Yeah.
Z? You've been asking questions about a specific topic, but do you know X, Y, Z about this topic? It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like helping you learn instead of me. Like I said, if you have an administrative assistant and you have to ask you to do everything, I will fire you.
Right.
So I'm that close to fire ChatGPT.
That's totally fair.
Exactly. And sometimes you don't know how to ask the questions exactly, right?
Right.
So it's all about that, things that you are
Yeah.
missing and things like that, right? So the core philosophy is, if they use the internet to build ChatGPT to, you know, because this is how they build ChatGPT, fielding all the knowledge on the internet. So
Mhm.
we should be able to ask ChatGPT to use the internet to help us learn. So
Yeah.
this is what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So in I will say end of August, we should be done with the core. You will come
Yeah.
here and click, and you will see the core application. This will
Oh,
still be
that's cool.
prototype, because every time that we have to test it, we have to hear, oh, I don't know what is it. So
Yeah.
we have to ask you. We have to hear from you. Hey, I
That's
don't know what
fine.
is this is ugly. This is not ugly, and we go back to the drawing board and correct it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.